Hi everyone. Today I'm going to basically just be talking about my newest makeup item. I got it for my birthday. It is from Ulta. It is a really big palette. I like that it opens up like this. It has a little mirror here, which is really cool and handy. A little compartment for maybe some other palettes, which is nice. And then it opens out and really big like this. And basically it's got a few brushes in here, and I'll take a lot of brushes, some lip glosses, some liners, a couple of lipsticks, some small little eyeshadow palettes that come out, and then a whole bunch of really cool shadow selections over here. I've spent the last couple days kind of playing around with it, seeing how I like it, seeing, what works on my skin and what doesn't. It does come with like a pressed foundation that just is totally not my color. It only comes with one, which is kind of odd, but I mean, for the price, that's not too bad. I wouldn't expect to get an accurate color out of a massive palette that only has one skin color in it, so I'm not super worried about that. There's some nice blushes in there. There's a bronzer in there that I think is probably too dark for me to wear too, but that's okay. It's definitely a really nice palette. Looking at everything in it, there's a lot of selection, a lot of color. Using it, I had no problems with fallout, which is a first for me, using a palette to just not really experience very much fallout. I haven't used every color in there though, so I can't say that none of the colors have any fallout problems, but so far I've tried out a lot of the greens and the purples, and I haven't had any problems with those. Also, I used the pencil eyeliner. I'm not a big fan of pencil eyeliners, really. I don't use them very often, so I have no problems with it. It looks pretty decent on. It went on pretty smooth for the price and for getting a whole bunch of them. Definitely not bad. So I may use this a little bit more because I do like how it turned out. But I'm more of a liquid liner person anyways. As for the lastingness of the colors, I haven't had any problems with fading, so I'm pretty pleased with that they're not something that go on really bright and then fade as the day goes on. I did use my Medusa's Makeup eyeshadow primer every time that I used this particular shadow, so I would recommend using a primer because primers are just really important for eye makeup. I think that the weird thing for me with this palette is how it opens and closes. It does close strangely. I don't know if you can see that. That's how it closed on itself. So I am just kind of worried that may become a problem later on, because like this whole thing, they come out of the folding container, which is kind of nice, but I'm just concerned that if I don't pay too much attention to it, I may have issues with the whole thing, with shadows maybe falling out and possibly cracking or breaking if it doesn't get closed fully and properly every time. Which actually was an issue that, like I said, this was a birthday present. My mom also bought one for my sister, and the one she bought for her had some shadows broken, and they broke and covered like the whole plastic thing. So like this whole thing was just covered in loose shadow. So I don't know if that was maybe someone dropped it in the store or a shipping issue, but I would check if you are in the store. I would make sure to open them and double check them before you buy. That way you don't have to go and take it back. Ulta was really good about returning or exchanging it for my mom, so it wasn't like a huge issue, but that may not be every store, so definitely make sure that you check them before you buy them. There are some, like I said, some brushes in here. I wasn't particularly impressed with the brushes, but you know, I mean, like, that's the blendy brush that it sheds. It's really poorly shaped. You know, I mean, that's just how it is. But I have good brushes, so these will be some fun use for other things kind of brushes. There are like these tube lip glosses in there, which I do like. I tried these on earlier. Very smooth lip glosses, which, so this whole thing, this section here and this section down here are all glosses. So I did like those. They're pretty nice, but the color on them, it doesn't show up really well, and they're not as smooth as the one in the tube. Like, the color payout on the colors is pretty decent. I still prefer the color payout in mineral eyeshadows to pressed, but that's just my personal preference. I think that you get a lot more for your money with a small little thing of mineral eyeshadow as opposed to a pressed, because you do tend to have to apply a little bit more. But that's personal preference. These are the blushes down here that came with it. And then also on the other side. And then this round spot here is a bronzer, which is probably going to be way too dark for me, but it might be good for contouring. I'll play around with that later and see how I like that. I just really don't wear bronzer very often. I really do like the colors. The greens are really cool, and then the purples, like I said, are really nice. Those are kind of my favorite eye makeup colors to play with. So this is one of the greens here. This is one of my more favorites, and that is called Unpredictable, which I like. It's kind of, it's a really pretty sparkle color. Most of these colors, let's see, I think all of these colors have a little bit of a sparkle to them. I don't see anything without much glitter. There might be like one or two matte colors in here, but that, for the most part, they're all kind of glittery. So this is one of the pencil eyeliners. This one is called Deep Brown. And let me just kind of show you what that goes on like. Definitely goes on really easy for a pencil eyeliner. Probably a really good, it's a good quality. Like I said, I'm not huge on the pencil eyeliners, but if I was, these would probably be a good option. All in all, I really do like this palette. I don't know exactly how much it costs. I would say probably within the $20 to $30 range, which makes it a really good value because, like I said, there are a lot of things in it. You get a lot for your money, and I think that the quality is pretty good. Is it super high end? No, but that's okay. It's good quality. I definitely am going to use it a lot, play around with it, see what different looks and stuff I can come up with. I would recommend buying it because, like I said, it is a really good beginner's palette. It's not super, super high end, and it's not super expensive, but you get a lot in it. So if you want to play around with makeup for a while and be pretty satisfied with your options and your color selections and everything, I think that it's definitely a good palette for that. So other news, I won a giveaway on makeuptalk.com, and I will put the link to them in the little thing down here. And I will be getting about like $300 something worth of free makeup. That should be here next week sometime. When it does get here, I will do an unboxing and a haul, and I'll play around with it for like a week or so and then do a review to follow up with it.